Now then, mate, how are you?
I'm very well, very well.
I don't know why we do that at the start of every single one of these. I'm not sure anyone cares.
Nobody cares how we are,
Cares.
do they?
Nobody cares. But anyway, so in whatever the last season series was, we did a shout out session of kind of people that we see that are doing just really good stuff, and it went really well. Actually, it went madly well. And I think it's useful for two things. One, because I think it is a good thing to shout out and kind of congratulate, whatever the right phrase is, kind of people that are out there doing stuff, because it's good for them because they're working damn hard on this stuff. But I think it is also really useful for everybody else who perhaps doesn't know them to go and have a look and think, well, okay, this guy's doing brilliantly. Kind of why, what, how, who, kind of connect with them, etc., etc. So I thought we'd do another. Hooray! That was the time for hooray. Don't worry, we've moved past that. So I'm going to kick off, and I'm going to kick off with the complete genius and just brilliantly nice guy that is Amir from Apricot Box. And Amir is he's a video brilliance guy. He's just, he's a guy that, yes, of course he makes great videos, but his brain thought powerness about how to use that video, and I'm aware I haven't necessarily described that with the right words, but just, do you know what? Just a really smart, really astute guy, making great video content, but crucially making and kind of helping people help track, measure, kind of, properly, and I hate doing that, properly use the video content. And I just, he's a lovely guy as well, but, someone that is really worth following, kind of, he's got, I think, Apricot Box is specializing in, really specialized kind of social video as well. So it's just a really good thing he's doing. I would absolutely urge, we'll tag him below because then you can kind of link up, but I would just massively urge kind of everyone really. I know you know Amir, but just go and check him out, go and follow him. He's just a smart guy doing really, really good stuff.
Yeah. And I can vouch as a real life friend of Amir that, like, he does the deep work. He's also a Seth Godin old NBA coach, right? He's one of the smartest people I know. And the work behind the stuff that we all see, right, it's deep, right? He's goes to the trouble, right? He's one of those, like, even if he makes a video for you, right, through Apricot Box, right? The science and the understanding that goes into why he chooses to do that work is beyond anyone I've met, right? And that's what makes it good, that depth, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like anyone can make a video, as it were, but it's most of the stuff, when he delivers it, you'll never know why he's done it that way, but he does. It's that thought behind it. But yeah, really astute guy, just lovely guy. But yeah, go and kind of check him out, mate. Check him out. But what about you, mate? Chuck a name out there.
I'm going to shout out Victoria Taylor, I think, because she's got a really good, she's the customer experience queen, for want of a nicer word, right? The tippy top of that part of this industry. And she's just released an ebook for free about a strategy and idea she's got called a points of entry strategy, which is every business has various points of entry into its ecosystem, right? And you should have and understand the experience of each of those points, and it's free, right? It's free. We will link to it again on the ebook. But I know I've been nagging her on WhatsApp to make it a real book, because the idea is just a real good one, and I'm a big fan of putting a good idea out into the world. So hat tip, Vicky T.
Yeah, she's brilliant, and it's social done right. Yeah, I mean, you know me, I kind of I'm getting increasingly cross with social, with like the amount of just dross, kind of pointless fame grabbing dross that's on there. But kind of Vicky's one of those people. She does it well. She does it, does it right. I mean, well's the wrong word, but she just does it right, and it's. And again, it's a bit like me. It's the level of thought that Vicky's got, particularly in the kind of the, customer experience world, in hospitality, particularly. She's a real kind of proper, the world gets spun around, but a kind of a proper expert there. Her thinking about it and kind of how she does it, how she goes about it, it's just so massively useful. And again, hence us doing one of these kind of things, because that is someone that, if you have customers, and hopefully most of you do, the experience side of it, that is a bit that makes the difference, but it's massively hard. It's most often it's not what you think. And she's proper smart lady.
Yeah.
Proper smart lady.
She's another, very much like Amir, I would say, that the only bit that you see is like the tip of the iceberg. The work and the stuff and the client things she does, like under the, whatever you call it, not the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. Poor analogy. But it's all there, right? We only see the tip of the iceberg with Vicky, what she chooses to publish, but the depth of work and the skills and the knowledge and the, you know, the industry and the client services stuff that she does all out the back is, you know, it's unseen but should be rewarded and applauded.
Well, it's a bit like waving at the end of a meeting, isn't it? Brilliant. Yeah. I go. Do you know what, Bertie? Do you know Bertie? You know Bertie Cording, don't you? Bertie.
Everybody knows Bertie Cording.
Everybody, well, possibly. That's as maybe. Bertie is one of those guys that has been there and done it. And I kind of hate that phrase again, but, you know, this is someone that came up with an idea, built idea, sold it to big companies, been on kind of directorial boards and, you know, just a really, really astute guy. And I think, again, for all of that stuff, he's a good person to know, because whereas a lot of people kind of talk about it, he's done it. One of the things that most people are trying to do in that kind of build, sell, kind of get out, invest, etc., you know, he's done it. But what I'm particularly loving from him at the moment is his emails. I don't know if you're on his email list, but I just really like it. So he sends an email a day, you know, the thing that everyone says, oh, it'll never work, too many emails, etc. He just sends really good, really interesting, really entertaining emails. And I don't mean kind of entertaining as kind of, you know, kind of funny. I mean, they are brilliantly well written. There is the occasional smattering of exquisite language. But it's the thought process behind, again, it's back into that thought process thing. You know, he is engaging people with his list by sending them interesting, useful, and entertaining stuff. And I say the entertaining bit kind of again, because it doesn't matter how good the email is. It doesn't matter how kind of interesting it is. If people don't want to read it, they don't want to engage in it, they won't. And I think, you know, I mean, he's a lovely guy. We're very lucky with the kind of people around us, you know?
Yeah.
But all of that great, lovely guy stuff, but actually kind of his email is really useful, not just for the content, but as an example of kind of how to do this kind of thing. It's just a really, I mean, it's, again, we'll put him down here. I don't quite know how you get on the list. I presume it's from his website, but we'll put him down here and tag him in. But it's, he's a good guy, a useful guy. And again, just a great guy to be around as well.
Yeah, I think the lesson that we can take from that is emails are making a comeback, because Bertie does a daily email. I think Vicky now does a weekly email, and Paul Ince does I think a bi-weekly email, or every other week, something like that. But these are people at the, you know, the pointy end of marketing industry, and they're going back to good, well-written, personable emails, not flogging a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's, if I'm being kind of old about this, I'd say it never went away. You look at the really, you know, the people that have been doing it really well forever, they have kept in touch with their list. You know, they've done that. You know, it's. I think the email binging of, well, kind of 4 or 5 years ago, thankfully, has gone. And I suppose at some level, then more email is coming back. But I think, you know, it's a really useful tool. And, you know, people get kind of all kind of het up about it. But actually, people get cross if you send them rubbish across whatever media you use.
It's very true.
If you send them really useful stuff, they don't care. They like it. They enjoy it. And, you know, email's great because it keeps you in control of that conversation. And, you know, particularly with where we are and what's going on, that's massive. That is, you know, it's a hugely valuable thing. But
yeah. So check them out, folks.
Go and have a look. They'll be down there somewhere. But well, brilliant. Well, look, we'll do one of those again, I think. But in the meantime, I hope everybody is well wherever you're watching this. And we'll see you next time.